Okay, what's going on, boys? We've got a new evolution, actually. Dazzling Dribbler. It's a new one that came out. So we're going to go through the meta players, what I'd recommend, some of the better change as well. It's actually a very interesting one because it's going to be a max rating of 82, 85 pace, dribbling 79, max skill moves 3-star. We get cap 2. So max, should I say. Max playstyle 7 and striker. Now, this is actually very interesting because what you do get is you get +7 balance, +10 defending, and +7 ball control, short passing, and long passing. Now, this is what I would say. It doesn't have to. Hang on. It does. Oh, it has to be a striker. Okay. Interesting. So I was thinking maybe it doesn't have to be a striker, but what you are paying for as well is a press proven, which really can help. Technical and the passing is really the main things. I think, especially for the defending. I mean, like, does a striker need defend? There's only a few strikers. I think Marta's like one of the few strikers that has that ability from the defensive side. But let's head over to foot.g. Let's have a look at some of these. Okay, so we go on foot.gg. Let's have a look at Dazzling. Evolve players. Now, interesting. Lukaku. Let's have a quick look at Lukaku. Now, to be honest, you know, when I'm looking at this, I'm going to be completely dead honest here. The ball control is good. Advanced forward is good, of course. The +10 defending, I would say ignore it. Unless that striker can play like a left mid or a right mid or centre mid, which we'll come on to in a second. The agility is going to help. So a lot of these players that I can't keep, because left stick is problematic this year. There might be some. Let's have a look. So over here we have. Okay, interesting. Not a bad card. Probably too slow. Like, you know, I'm gonna filter these because a lot of these players are too slow. Lukaku, 91 sprint speed though. To be honest, you know what? There isn't that many options in Syria. You got Martinez. You know what? Apart from the Leals are very expensive. Syria doesn't have that many options. So if you're looking for someone that's tall, in fact, let's have a quick look actually, because I don't think Syria has that many players available. Simon, of course, is extinct. If you're lucky, he's like 1 in 100,000 of these. Sorry, 1 or 2 or 3 of these in the market, and hundreds of people trying to go for it. You see, you have Kvaratskhelia and you have Leal and Thuram, but there isn't that many options as well. So you know what? If you're really looking for a card, maybe you can argue Vialli is actually not a bad card. So you know, to be honest, I'd probably stay away from Lukaku. Unless you're Lukaku, you're an Inter fan, or you're a Napoli fan, or you're Man United fan, or you really like Lukaku. I wouldn't really do him, to be honest. I don't think it's worth spending that money. Now, what we're going to do is, David, interesting. So David, okay, this is actually an interesting one because David naturally has a 5-star weak foot. Actually, we want to have a quick look. How much does this card cost? Because, you know, I'm looking at this right now and I'm thinking, okay, but the exact time is 8:06. I was a bit delayed because I was actually checking the prices of some of these cards. But let's have a look at David. So, what is his full name? David, I don't know, but I know he's 81 rated. I think it is. Now, this was actually very, very interesting. Jonathan David. Now, this was very, very interesting. Where is he? Jonathan David. Let's type his first name in now. What I want to see is how quickly do these prices rise? Okay, so, wow, he's already gone up. So, according to Footbin, he is 650 coins. Granted, we were watching this 5 minutes, 6 minutes after it's come out. So you got to be quick, you know, 950. Maybe you can get, all these are gone probably. To be honest, someone probably, so like, this is a good way of making money. If you want to be quick, actually a good way of making money. But Jonathan David is actually one that could be very widely used. The only problem is it's League One. It's a bit garbage, I'm not going to lie. But you can see he gets that massive boost, you know, going from getting the pace upgrade. And what's interesting as well is he's getting also that agility and balance upgrade. You know what? That is actually a very good card now. 86 finishing. Probably still needs a hunter. Look, good short passing. I've always liked this card. It's got a 5-star weak foot. Canada, the links are not that good, but if you're looking for a card that can play that role, David is definitely one to go for. I think he's one of the better cards. Immobile is actually not a bad card either, to be honest. He plays for Besiktas now, I think. So I don't even think he's even in a series. Yeah, it's not a series. Actually, not a bad card. All these cards are taller cards. Sorloth, again, not too bad. Probably 90 finishing though, to be honest. I think probably a bit too slow. Now let's see who else there is really here. Solanke. Ivan Toney, Wilson. So Wilson's actually very interesting as well. If you are a Newcastle fan, I do think he lacks agility. Stamina's a bit raw. Like, to be honest, with a Hunter, yeah, maybe like if you're a Newcastle fan, you get the job done. Like, I'm just gonna just quickly skim through these, and we're gonna go to the meta players here because I want to focus on the players that are really meta here. Okay, first of all, Avila, one of my favorite cards. Okay, Moise Keane. Okay, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna custom filters. We're gonna go defensive awareness, and we're gonna bring this to 70. Okay, just out of curiosity, which of these cards can play? So some of these cards can play striker and centre back. These are like these are a lot of the gold cards, right? We got Ruby Ruvar. Okay, interesting. He can play right back. He's 5'11". Now let's just say you evolved him all the way. Let's just say in theory, 93 short passing, 87 long passing. I mean, that is. Hang on, let me double check something. 1 second. Let me double check something. It's probably going to end up being a longer vid than I expected. But hang on 1 second. Let me double check something. Just checking something. Prices, what we're looking at. Okay, you know what? What I'm going to do is I'm going to put some music on. Oh, sorry about that. So that way you don't have to just listen to me non-stop just speaking. Because this is going to be a longer video than I thought. So Ruviar is actually a pretty decent card. Like, if you're going to go all the way, look at that. 5'9". Sorry, 5'9"? 5'11". 91 sprint speed. Yeah, the links are going to be appalling. What league even is that? So he's from India and he plays for Indian Super League. So look, to be honest, you're not really going to get him link-wise. But you know what? That is a fantastic card. If you are going to go all the way, check that out. He's got jockey, whipped, block, rapid, first touch, press proven, incisive pass. That is actually insane for a centre back. 93 short passing, 87 long pass, 85 stamina. That might be one of the best centre backs inside the game right now. These are why these evolutions are actually so cool. Who else do we have here? I'm just trying to see if there's anyone here. We got this play, can play right back. EFL. She's from West Ham. Interesting. Who's this? Appin. Look at these combos. Some of these combos are actually pretty insane. Look at that. 86 defensive awareness. That is actually a very, very good. That is actually, you know, some of these this is why I love these Evos, because some of these combos are absolutely insane. You know, French links wouldn't be too hard to get this card in. Now we're going to change this. Let's put the sprint speed up to... So this is kind of the tangents that I go on. We're going to put defensive awareness up to 85. Let's just see in theory. So Williams we know about. English, so that's going to be a bit easier to link. I don't think many people have got the Ultimate Team Evo still, but that's actually not a bad card, to be fair. Is there anyone else here? There's a lot of people from the Indian Super League, it appears to be. We got Bala. Pretty interesting as well. 99 defensive awareness. 5'7". Maybe as a right back, he's quality. You know what? If I could stack these evolutions, I would build a South Korean team. There's so many players that are available. Or not. Maybe more as the left winger. I wouldn't probably say is worth doing. Okay, you know what? We're going to do a bit of a change here. Let's get rid of this. Actually, no. You know what we're going to do? We're going to see, is there anyone from the Premier League here? First corner. What about La Liga? Yeah, no one from... Okay, so what we're going to do, let's just find the meta players now. Let's find the real meta players, and then we're going to go finishing, Because there's actually so many players here. So let's just figure out what's important here. Because there's actually a lot of players. So let's just figure out what's important here. So sprint speed 85, we've done that already. That was my bad. And then we're going to do finishing 85. Just so we can... So this would be a good way of figuring out who we can have. Now, do you know what? There's actually going to be a lot of players here. Unfortunately, I have to go very, very soon to sort out my car. Because I've got issues with my number plate light. And I'm actually getting ripped off on my car. It costs £500 to replace the light bar because I don't want to get into it because it's ridiculous. I cannot believe, you know, you'd assume it's a light bulb, but with reality you have to replace the whole light bar. It's an absolute disaster. But anyway, I digress. So that will be going in literally in a space of 5 minutes. But let's try to get some real meta cards. So I'm going to get the power shot up. We're going to get the composure up. The composure should be 80 now. Okay, do we have any Premier League players? Let's do the major leagues, right? Premier League. Larson. Not bad, you're not. 6'4", 89 finishing, 90 composure. You know, if you're looking for someone tall, that is not a bad card. Stewart, 6'2". I'd probably say you're probably better off doing Larson. No one I can replay that box. Well, he's probably okay. He's all right, to be honest. So there's a lot of heading possibilities here. We're gonna then now change to EA Sports. Laren, Soloff. There isn't really anyone that's Chadira. There isn't really anyone that's a standout. A lot of these players are clunky as well. Let's go to Bundesliga. There isn't really anyone in Bundesliga either. Maybe we should get rid of Composure. We'll go to Footbin Popular in a second, actually. Serie A. There's a League One. McDonald's. Okay, so, I mean, Balogun. Arsenal player. Yeah, it's not a bad... If you had better finishing, it would have been that bad. So, I mean, like, at this stage of the game, again, it's another one that's worth waiting. This Dazzling Dribbler. Look, I'm going to be honest. I'm really looking at the real meta cards here. So, like, you know, with someone who's got 85 finishing, 85... Has anyone got 85? So these would be the meta cards, the real meta cards. Could we increase this a bit further? Could we put the finishing to 88 and then the sprint speed to 88? Okay. This is where things will get a bit interesting. 95, which that's actually not. These are some real gems. Anyone who's got 5-star weak foot, they don't. Soloff is actually a good card, to be honest. It's just that he lacks that agility balance. He's really going to be clunky. Okay, now what we're going to look at finally is who can play center mid, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do defensive awareness. These are the cards that I want to look at. I want to see 85. Bit ambitious, but let's have a look. 85. No, it's too ambitious. 82. 80. Maybe way too ambitious. So some of these cards can play that box to box or like that. You know, like a centre back that I found before. Do you know what? There's actually, if you have one of those off-league teams, there's actually so many cards you could put in here. You know what? This is one that I'd wait. I would really wait. You know, it's kind of sad that I'm saying wait. I wish we could do more than one evolution, but unless anyone that I missed, David we know, Suarez too slow, Immobile we've seen, Solanke we've seen, Muller probably too slow, Wissa we've not seen. The restart, he's not worth it. It's not worth it. So there isn't really anyone. So what the masses are going, there really isn't anyone that's like Duran. But the filter would have shown me his finishing is too low. So you know what? Interesting. So like, there's no one really amazing. There's easysbc.io. They have an evolution. I don't really know how their site works properly, but yeah, that's the one I was looking at. Timmins. What's his stats looking like? Defense awareness is a bit low. What about this guy? That's a nice one. That is a really nice one. Jaime Sione. Let's have a check him out. Let's check him out quickly. What's his name? Sione. This is actually very interesting. I can imagine its price, yep, has risen up in the last hour. What, it went up, then it went down again. This one could be a hidden one. Wow, that is actually very interesting. I mean, if you go all the way, see, this is why I'm saying wait, because this card yesterday, if you started this card, you did La Roja, and you did intercepts and then box to box, and you did that a few days ago. Now you can't do that card anymore because you would miss. You have to do it in this order. So this is why I'm saying wait. Don't hastily do any cards. It's better to wait than hastily do any cards. That is a fantastic card, by the way. Is anyone else? He's okay. Defense awareness lets him down. Defense awareness is still important for that run and jockey speeds. Anyone else? Appin we've seen already. You know what? There's actually some real gems here. But yeah, have a look at this site. Unfortunately, I have to go. My appointment's in literally 5 minutes. So I got to get in my car in the next minute and run there. But thank you very much for tuning in. And I'll catch you next time. But check out those parameters. Don't forget sprint speed and defense awareness.